Um, former squatter, the former squatter Donald Trump is desperate to keep White House documents out of the hands of the House Select Committee to the January 6th attack. See, what Trump is failing to realize here is that he's still trying to claim executive privilege after 10 months of being since in the last 10 months he's not been squatter, which is a good thing because he needed to lose anyway. He's still trying to claim that he has executive privilege when he does not. So the former squatter Donald Trump is desperate to keep White House documents out of the hands of the House Select Committee on the January 6th attack. His assertion of the executive privilege, seeking to enjoy the National Archives and Records Administration while complying with the congressional records request, was soundly denied by U.S. District Judge Tanya Chutkan, and the case has been set for an expedited hearing before the District of Columbia Court of Appeals on November 30th. Judge Chutkan observed in her extensive opinion, executive privilege exists for the benefit of the presidency rather than for any individual president or squatter, much less the former squatter, which in this case Trump is therefore to lose. The select committee's request for numerous Trump-era documents includes written communications, calendar entries, videos, photographs, or other media related to Trump's January 6th speech, the January 6th rally and subsequent march, basically the Klan speech, the Klan rally, and the subsequent Klan march to Klan violence at the Capitol, and the response within the White House. It was served on the NARA pursuant to the Presidential Records Act, which is also known as the PRA, which was passed by a large bipartisan majority in the wake of Richard Nixon's resignation. The PRA recognizes the need to encourage the free flow of ideas within the executive branch by allowing presidents to shield certain documents from public exposure even after they leave office. Even so, it includes an express exception for congressional requests for the activities, deliberations, decisions, and policies of the president or squatter. Crucially, the PRA confers upon sitting squatters or president the power to object or agree to the production of records for Congress, both for themselves and their predecessors. In this case, President Biden formally consented to the document production, which thus overrules Trump's assertion of executive privilege. Trump's only remaining recourse here is to take it to the courts. He filed a lawsuit on October 18th where the Biden administration has firmly restated its position that Congress needs to investigate the Capitol insurrection, and basically this overcomes the confidentiality concerns of the former squatter Trump. Executive privilege is not absolute even for sitting president or squatter. As the U.S. Supreme Court held in a case involving the former President Nixon, the privilege can be overcome by an appropriate showing of public need by the judicial or legislative branch. Previous presidents or squatter, including Ronald Reagan and George W. Bush, have voluntarily waived their executive privilege, recognizing the importance of allowing Congress to pursue investigations into the public interest. Trump's lawyers object to Biden's authority, however, arguing that weakening executive privilege by allowing it to expire within a president or squatter's term of office makes no more sense than allowing the attorney-client privilege to terminate at the end of a representation. Now, Trump's legal team has the right analogy, but their conclusion is dead fucking wrong. It is known as black letter. It's referred to as a black letter law that the corporate attorney-client privilege exists for the benefit of the company itself, and it does not belong to any particular corporate officer. Although a CEO may speak in confidence to corporate counsel seeking advice on sensitive or even potentially criminal matters, but it is always up to the corporation acting through its currently authorized constituents to decide whether to disclose the content of such communications to law enforcement or other outside agencies. This is especially the case for a former CEO who is suspected of wrongdoing in office. Companies quite routinely waive attorney-client privilege so that investigators can get to the bottom of possible fraud, mismanagement, or law-breaking, and past officers have no standing to complain. The same reasoning holds true in bankruptcies where the successor trustee takes over a company's attorney-client privilege, or when corporate officers have been sued by shareholders for malfeasance. In technical legal terms, it would be totally nuts to allow ex-CEOs to determine the breadth of investigations into their own misconduct. Thus, the privilege is held by the institution for whose benefit it presently exists to be exercised or relinquished by current executives rather than the former office holders whose communications or documents are at issue. And Trump, as a deposed CEO, whom the American people voted out of office. In a recent interview, he praised the common sense of the Capitol insurrections, which the people that were chanting Hangman Pence didn't have common sense. But Congress and the public surely have a right and a profound need to access evidence in the National Archives regarding the maneuvers in the Trump White House. Trump's assertion of privilege of executive privilege in perpetuality would not succeed. The truth about his responsibility for January 6th, whatever it may be, is going to be revealed no matter what. As Judge Chutkan had said, presidents or squatters are not kings, and Trump is no longer squatter. He retains the right to assert that his records are privileged, even though they're not. But the incumbent president who's serving now is not constitutionally obliged to honor that assertion. And to put it more succinctly, whether he likes it or not, Donald Trump has left the fucking building and no longer has executive privilege. So if you like the video, give the video a like and subscribe to my channel, RBW King, and also hit the notification bell so that you've been notified when a new video comes out. And thanks for listening.